That was when I experienced what people refer to as the crash. I remember vividly waking up the day after I stopped taking the drug. I felt really, really weird. So at first I thought it was a virus, but it didn't feel like a virus. So I soon realized that it had to be related to propecia somehow. Within a few days and weeks, I just got hit by a bunch of new devastating symptoms that just came out of nowhere. I experienced severe anhedonia, meaning that I didn't care about anything in life suddenly. I lost all my energy, all my strength. I got these sudden waves of anxiety out of nowhere. My sex drive was completely gone. I experienced genital numbness. My digestion became a complete mess almost overnight. I couldn't sleep. It was impossible for me to get out of bed because I didn't sleep during the night. I was tired all the time, couldn't even stay awake during the day. I had this severe brain fog, like I couldn't think straight. I started losing bone and muscle mass. I got this pain in all my muscles and ligaments. I had pain in my testicles, pain in my bladder region, pain in my prostate. Remember, I was just 20 years old at that point. I had never experienced anything like this before, and suddenly overnight I just felt like an 80-year-old man. It just came out of nowhere, and it was just terrifying. Hello, my name is Morten and I'm from Denmark. Today I would like to share a very personal story with you about how the drug propecia has destroyed my life for the past 13 years. This video goes beyond just my experience. It's a call to action about a serious condition called Post-Finasteride Syndrome caused by propecia. This syndrome has ruined many lives and even led people to commit suicide. Hopefully this video will shine a light on the dark realities about propecia. And so if you're considering taking this drug, please listen to my story first. So back in 2010, when I was just 20 years old, I was studying for my bachelor's degree on Copenhagen Business School in Denmark. I was feeling good about life. I was happy about what I was doing. I had just moved to the city of Copenhagen, and I remember that I was pretty excited about life. But I noticed that my hair was thinning out a bit, and I wasn't ready to lose my hair at that point. So I had heard about propecia as a solution to stop hair loss, and I decided to go to talk to my doctor about it. And I remember he was very confident about the drug. He told me about some potential side effects, and he promised me that these would go away as soon as I stopped taking the drug. So there were no problems there. So I went to the pharmacy and got my first pack of propecia, and then I started taking it. But within a few days, I felt the side effect that he has mentioned. My sex drive went down immediately. I experienced erectile dysfunction, which I had never had experienced at that point before. I decided to keep taking the drug, hoping that it was just my body that needed to adjust to this drug. But when that didn't work, I tried cutting down the dose. That didn't help either. So after approximately, I think it was 3 weeks, I had to completely stop taking propecia. That was when I experienced what people refer to as the crash. I remember vividly waking up the day after I stopped taking the drug. I felt really, really weird. It was like the world had suddenly turned gray, like all the joy from life was just gone. It was a feeling that was very, very hard to explain. Like almost like a switch had been flipped off or something. So at first I thought it was it was a virus, but it didn't feel like a virus. So I soon realized that it had to be related to propecia somehow. And within a few days and weeks, I just got hit by a bunch of new devastating symptoms that just came out of nowhere. I experienced severe anhedonia, meaning that I didn't care about anything in life suddenly. I lost all my energy, all my strength. I got these sudden waves of anxiety out of nowhere. My sex drive was completely gone. I experienced genital numbness. My digestion became a complete mess almost overnight. I couldn't sleep. It was impossible for me to get out of bed because I didn't sleep during the night. I was tired all the time, couldn't even stay awake during the day. I had this severe brain fog, like I couldn't think straight. I started losing bone and muscle mass. I got this pain in all my muscles and ligaments. I had pain in my testicles, pain in my bladder region, pain in my prostate. Remember, I was just 20 years old at that point. I had never experienced anything like this before, and suddenly overnight I just felt like an 80-year-old man. It just came out of nowhere, and it was just terrifying. So obviously panic set in. Obviously I didn't know what was happening to me. So that's when I hit the internet to find help, but instead I found Post-Finasteride Syndrome, which I had never heard about at that point. I saw that there were thousands of men with symptoms just like mine, and obviously that was when my world crumbled, because I've also found out that there was no cure for this. I went from a happy, energetic guy full of dreams with a big circle of friends to suddenly struggle in all aspects of life. I couldn't stay awake during my classes. I couldn't speak clearly. I couldn't socialize anymore. Keeping up at work was a struggle because I couldn't concentrate. I couldn't interact with my colleagues. I couldn't hold on to any new information. I even had to extend my university studies by I think it was a year and a half, because I couldn't keep up with homework and exams. It was just horrible. Since 2010, I've seen countless of doctors. I've had every test that you can think of, but there is no test that can really explain the symptoms of PFS. And so not a single doctor has ever believed in me when I brought up PFS. Not a single doctor has ever even acknowledged that this syndrome could potentially exist. So imagine how alone you feel when you have to deal with 20 plus symptoms while being ignored by the ones that are supposed to help you. So obviously, after getting nowhere with doctors, I started to look for alternatives. I think I've spent over 20,000 pounds on supplements to find something that could potentially relieve my symptoms, but nothing except eating clean and exercising regularly has helped me. So I can honestly say that the last 13 years of my life, since 2010, has just been a torture, really. The daily pain and discomfort from a long list of symptoms, the constant worry about my health, and the regret of taking propecia, it's all with me every single day. Some of my symptoms have improved a bit over time, luckily, especially the ones affecting my mental health and my sex drive, which I am very grateful for. But I am nowhere near back to normal. I still struggle with a weak immune system. I get sick so easily. My stomach issues just never seem to quit. Prostatitis that hurts almost all of the time. I struggle with bad sleep. I have lost so much bone and muscle mass. I get too tired to play sports like I used to. I still suffer from anhedonia, and I no longer enjoy the same things in life that I used to. Like simple things like just going to a concert or to a party or just to socialize with people. And on top of that, I worry a lot about what the future holds and how much more my body can take. It feels like this drug has taken many years of my life, and dealing with that fear along with all the symptoms is just overwhelming, really. And the sad part is that I see myself as the, you could say, one of the luckier PFS cases. Some people with PFS are struggling so badly that they're actually driven to commit suicide. They can't work. They are just watching their personal lives fall apart. Some of us are able to act normal, but you can't appreciate how much we struggle, how much this syndrome changes your life. And it's just impossible to understand unless you have been through it yourself. Every day, more and more people are being hit by PFS because they're not informed about what propecia can do to them. It's a huge problem, and we need to address this now. We need to stop this. We need to tell every man about the dangers of propecia and how the drug can completely ruin people's lives. We need to join forces to find a cure, or at least a way to relieve the symptoms that we're dealing with. The studies are already out there. They're already showing changes in our bodies because of PFS, and more research is happening already. So we need to get the word out there. We need to find more money for research to speed up the process. So whether you're dealing with PFS yourself, if you know someone who is, if you just care, please help us by sharing these videos, and please donate to research. And also, if you're dealing with PFS, please know that you're not alone. We're a whole community on Reddit, on WhatsApp, and many other platforms, and we're ready to help you. So please do not hesitate to reach out for help. And I would just like to say thank you for hearing me out, and please take care. Bye-bye.